yourself, or you can never say how you really feel. Until now, yeah. When the sun down, my mind is on the rundown. I be feeling like my happiness is on the come down. But when I speak to you, I feel like it's a touchdown. Finally found me someone I can really trust now. I always have so much to say, but no one to say it to. If I could talk to you today, I know I can make it through. So let's have this conversation like a radio station. So let's have this conversation like a radio station.
It's finally Friday, and it's time for the conversation with Maria Byrd.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. You are listening to The Conversation with Maria Byrd, and I'm super excited about today's show because we have with us a very special guest. He is an actor, a philanthropist, a pillar, not only locally in the Atlanta area, but also around the world. He is known for his role in Stranger Things and Queen Sugar, better known for his recurring role in the hit TV comedy series Tyler Perry's Meet the Browns, of which he was affectionately known as the Colonel. He has over 30 plus years of experience in the arts and entertainment industry with roles in record-breaking major movies and series such as Stomp the Yard, Diary of a Mad Black Woman, Footloose, and Saints and Sinners, just to name a few. Please help me welcome to the show my very special guest, world-renowned actor, Tony Vaughn.
Thank you.
Yes, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Yes, and so how are you?
I'm fantastic. Thanks be to God. Another day I recognize.
Yes, absolutely amazing. Well, I just want to first start saying it's a tremendous honor to have you here with us today.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yes, and so before we get started, can you just tell the people a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm a native Atlantan for one. Yeah, born and raised here. And most Atlantans, when you say a native Atlantan, they'll say, well, are you a Grady baby? And the first thing comes to my mind and out of my mouth is, yes, I am. So they know I'm genuine.
Yes.
Let's see. I have a couple of kids.
Awesome.
Well, actually grown. They're grown. I have a 45-year-old son.
Wow. Yes, sir.
As well as a 25-year-old daughter who's getting ready to get married, as a matter of fact. Have, let's see, 3 grandkids and 2 great grandkids.
Oh, yes.
Isn't that something?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have my family, a beautiful family that I'm very, very close to.
Yes,
and
sir.
So I guess in a nutshell, that's pretty much the bulk of who I am as far as personally. Of course, professionally, there are a lot of other things I know we'll get into.
Yes, sir. Wow. Well, again, it's definitely an honor to have you with us on today. You are definitely an individual that I admire. You've been definitely ruling and reigning in your area of influence, arts and entertainment. Thank you so much again for being with us today. And so we're going to get into a lot of different topics, but I wanted to know more about the person of Tony Vaughn. And so if we were to go back in time, what type of child would you say you were?
You want me to tell the truth or kind of tell a little white lie?
Come on, let's tell the truth.
Well, I was born and raised, like I said, here in Atlanta. I was born on the west side of town in some projects called Egan Homes, which is no longer in existence like a lot of other projects. But, I mean, I was a shy kid,
Come on.
and I covered up my shyness with humor. I could get in front of people and all day long do all kind of crazy things, but at the same time, I was really, really shy. And I was covering up my shyness with humor. I've always been very active in sports. I played all the sports, baseball, football, basketball, ran track, high jump, the whole 9 yards. And just I took the reign of being the man of my house when my father passed away when I was 12 years old. So in doing that and just I guess growing up really, really fast and mentally,
Right.
I realized then and there God had a calling on my life, and I answered that call. Throughout life, and hard worker, yes. Do I love working? Yes, I do. Why? Because I love having nice things.
Yes.
So that's one of the things right there. So that's pretty much a lot of how I was as a child. You know, I was very, very focused and very, very close to my mother. As a matter of fact, I'm a mama's boy. I'm a mama's boy, but I'm a grown man. Because you got a lot of grown men out there who are mama's boys and are still attached. Ooh. You know, but you got to be able to think and you got to be able to make decisions. So I'm a mama's boy, but I'm also a grown man that can make good decisions.
Yes. Wow. You know, I'm so just amazed at some of the things that we have in common because, you know, as a small child, I was shy also.
Yes.
But it's amazing how, you know, God will just take that shyness and just turn it into something, you know, that will potentially touch the world, touch the masses. And then also used to run track and field.
Yes.
I used to run track and field. Yes. I used to run the 800.
All right.
The 1600.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So
okay.
that's pretty cool.
All right.
Yes.
Good deal. Yeah.
Yes. Wow. And so I wanted to ask you, you know, like just regarding your life and the different things that you have experienced. Can you just share with us some of your defining moments?
Well, you know, a few of my defining moments is when I guess when the Lord spoke to me at an early age, and when He spoke to me and told me the things that I needed to do. Acting was not in the calling at that time. I don't feel, but to be able to go forward in His name and do the things that He wanted me to do as a young man, protecting my siblings as well as my mother, and doing the things I needed to do. He put actually a stamp on these things, and I recognized this stamp, and that was the definition of how I needed to mature as an adult. And so in doing that and going forward in His name and everything, I think the blessings, well, I'm not going to say I know the blessings that He had in store for me, they came a whole lot faster than I thought because I was being obedient to what He wanted me to do. So that was definition for me. Yes.
Wow. I love that. You know, and isn't that significant? Being obedient to what God reveals to us. Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. You know, it's amazing how He will bless us to do the things that we're supposed to do.
Yes.
You know, He said, "This is what I want you to do," and you do it. He said, "I'm gonna bless you just for doing that."
Woo. Yes.
It's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. And you hear me and will hear me talk about God a lot because, for one, I'm a God-fearing man.
Yes, sir.
And I know what He's done in my life. I know how many doors He's opened for me as well as how many doors He's closed behind me.
Ooh, I love that. Yes. Yes. Wow. You know, that is amazing because oftentimes when we think about the Lord and, you know, just like you said, blessing us, giving us favor in different areas, we think about Him opening doors.
Yes.
But He closes doors too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know, you can sometimes have, and I always call it this, selective amnesia, when you start going through something and you forget about how He took you through things, you know, and when you think back and it's like, well, you know what, if He took me through that, why am I worried about Him taking me through this? You know?
Yes.
so you know, and it's all about being mature in the Word and understanding where He's leading you, because He's always leading us, but you got to understand where.
That's good.
Right.
Well, He's always leading us.
Yes.
We just have to understand where.
Yep, absolutely.
Yes, I'm loving this. This is already off to an amazing start. And so I think this is a great time. Can you just tell us a little bit about, you know, your career, you know, as it pertains to the art and entertainment industry?
Well, I started, next year actually will be 40 years that I've been an actor.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you very much. And I actually started out in theater. And let me just go back a little bit. How I got into the business, because I never in my wildest dreams thought that I would be an actor.
Wow.
Never. First of all, it's talking about memorizing stuff. I was like, I can hardly remember my name. You know?
Right.
So what happened is a friend of mine who was an educator, she did a lot of public speaking. And so she was attending this actor's workshop to build up her confidence in speaking in front of an audience. And as we were talking one evening, she was telling me about, I said, well, yeah, that's something I like to go and check out myself. So she allowed me to tag along with her one evening. I went, I saw, and I joined. I said, I think I can possibly do this. And they were in the process of auditioning the students for roles in a play they were getting ready to put on. And the instructor apparently saw something in me that I didn't see in myself, and he asked me to audition for one of the supporting leads. So I did, and he cast me in that. And this was, mind you, I was in my late 20s, and I was scared to death. I'd never done anything like that before in my life. And so what happened was, when the play was put on, as a matter of fact, it was a biblical play, Moses and the Prophet.
Ooh, yes.
And I was cast in the role of Pharaoh, king of Egypt.
Wow.
And so someone saw my producer saw my performance. He was in the audience. They were in the audience, rather. And they asked if I would audition for their show. I did, and they cast me in one of the leading roles. And every time I did something, somebody saw me, and that's how my career started.
Yes!
That's how my career started.
Wow.
And as a matter of fact, I got my very first agent from a show that I was doing, and this agent at the time was the largest agent in the South. And everybody was banging on her door trying to get in.
Woo.
And she came to a show that I was doing, and she came to me and asked who represented me. I said, I don't have a rep. And she said, I'd like to represent you. So, but it was all God. It was God gave me favor. And again, I had no clue that this would be my destiny. I had no clue that I would make a living off of doing what I do. But it was God.
It was God.
So and since then I've been doing the bulk of my career as theater. But I kind of made a transition over into film and television, maybe about 20 something years ago, something like that. But I was doing 3, 4, 5 plays a year, But since then, God has been seriously good to me, has given me favor, as far as movies, as far as commercial, as far as television, as far as films, industrial films. Matter of fact, I have a commercial out right now that's running a commercial. It's a Georgia Lottery commercial advertising the Falcon scratch off.
Yes.
where I just won a hot. I won and I got this hot tub. I'm sitting in the hot tub with a Falcon cap on and everything. Wow. So it's been a wonderful journey, and I've enjoyed it immensely.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Absolutely love, what it is that you're sharing with us. And, what I'm hearing is that, God has the ability to basically give us a beautiful surprise.
Yes.
Surprise us.
Yes.
Not even because, like you said, we may not have the fullness of the understanding of what our destiny and purpose is. But I love how, you just went to that audition with your friend and come to find out you got a major role off that audition.
Yeah, it's again, I always say this: we want what we want when we want it, but God will give us what we need when it's time. Timing is everything, and looking back at that as well. Not only that, but other things that I've done and God has blessed me to have. I can say I want this, and at that time, a lot of the things that I wanted, and I did not get, it's like, why didn't I get that? I was supposed to get that. But then as I became more mature in the word and everything, it's like my name wasn't on it. Somebody else's name was on it. But that doesn't mean that I wasn't worthy of that. It means that my name is on something else. And the more I became mature in the word, the more I understood that and was able to actually accept that.
I love that. It's all about timing, you know, and I love that because that is so true. We will want what we want when we want it.
Yes.
But it's all about God's
Absolutely.
timing.
Absolutely.
Woo,
Absolutely.
wow, that
Absolutely.
is so incredible.
Absolutely.
And so, when you say regarding how a majority of your career was in theater, that's awesome. So, can you just talk about that a little bit more? I mean, because that takes tremendous work ethic.
It really does. It really does. So one thing in theater, of course, is a different world
Yes.
from television and film. Why?
Yes.
Because for one, you're interacting with an audience. You have live people out there opposed to your scene partners on a movie or television and cameras. You know, and every day, every night in theater, it's going to be different. It's going to be different. But I enjoyed theater so much, it took a minute before I could actually make a transition from television to film because I enjoyed it so
Yes.
much. I've done, from the very beginning, so many plays, from dramas to Shakespeare to musicals.
Yes.
You know, so, it's just a different world, and I love it so much, and I wish that I could actually get back to doing theater, but in Atlanta, there's only a few houses you
Right.
can actually work in that can actually give you, or rather pay you what you feel you're deserving of. And that's not to say that they don't have a lot of great productions going on around the city, because there are, but it's just when you start moving on in life, and when you grow, and when your lifestyle changes and everything, the demands become a little bit
Right.
healthier,
Right.
But theater, I would not trade it for the world. I wish I could do at least one more play sometimes, and I know I will. I
Yes,
know
sir.
I will, but it's just, again, timing.
Right.
It's about timing, So, but right now, I'm seriously enjoying the journey that I'm on right now.
Yes, sir. Wow. This is so amazing. It reminds me of a trip that I took when I was in high school. We went to New York, and when I was there, we saw my very first Broadway play. It was The Lion King.
Oh, wow.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
I saw The Lion King while we was there, and The Phantom of the Opera,
Oh,
and
wow.
even The Color Purple.
Good deal.
And I just remember, just seeing the talent that was on that stage, and it was just like I was just having, an out of body experience. Like it was just so, and I saw the demand.
Yes.
The physical. Can you talk about that a little bit, just regarding theater and how it can be physically demanding?
Well, again, like I said earlier, every night is going to be different. With the process of, let's give you an example. When you're talking about, let's say, a play that's scheduled to run for 4 weeks.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're going to talk about either 3 or 4 weeks of rehearsal. So you're talking about a 2-month commitment, actually, and physically, mentally, it could drain you. So you've got to condition your mind. You've got to be ready for it, and it takes a whole lot of focus. The difference with, of course, theater and television and film is the fact that in television and film, you're rehearsing at home by yourself. Whereas in theater, you're going to rehearsal, and you're rehearsing with the cast.
Got you.
And so it takes a whole lot, and your focus has definitely got to be there. You got to be on point. You got to be able to hit your mark every time, because if not, when you're on that stage and everything, of course, the audience don't know the script. Your scene partners, they do know the script. The cast know the script. But if you mess up, you got to be able to continue on. Because if you mess up, if let's say you go up meaning you miss a line, if you go up and you show on your face or through your body language that you have messed up, they're going to notice that. So the biggest part about it is being able to go through it without anybody recognizing it, and your scene partners being able to pick up where you left off. So that's why I say it's a wonderful world. It's a wonderful arena to be in, and I would not trade it for the world. I would definitely, again, love to get back to doing theater, and I know in time I will.
Yes.
It's just about timing. I'm hoping, that the church that I attend, that I'm a member of, that that maybe one day I can do something there.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Right.
Wow. So this is so encouraging for any up and coming actors, or those that are playwrights, or if you find yourselves doing reoccurring roles in different plays and things of that nature. Improv. You have to know how to improv. And as you said, if you go up, if you skip a line, don't let everybody know.
Right, because nobody knows. And see, it's just like somebody is, let's say you have an ensemble, they're on stage and everything, and everybody's in sync doing so forth and so on. But if one, say for instance, show up that day and don't have the energy that they had the day before, and everybody else has high energy, that person that don't have that high energy is going to stick out. Like a sore thumb, So that's why it's important to make sure, no matter what, you're in sync with everything and everybody, in sync with all the things that you need to do, as well as be in line with the rest of the cast members.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Wow. And so you mentioned a few moments ago just that transition from theater to the film and television. Can you just talk about that transition?
Well, in the beginning, I was a little afraid because I wasn't trained, and maybe I shouldn't be saying this, on television or film, film or theater. I wasn't really trained on. It was pretty much, I was on the job training.
Yes,
I was learning from all these beautiful professional actors, and they didn't know I was actually riding their coattail. But as far as you said, the difference.
Yes, sir.
The difference is, again, it's you got live people opposed to cameras and scene partners and everything, and a lot of people don't understand. They look at only the finished product, but there's a beginning, a middle, and the end. The end is what the audience see, but the process itself, it can be very strenuous, can be very, very frustrating at times. It's about development, because it's not just picking up a script and learning the words. It's not that at all. It's about development. It's about learning the script, developing the character, and then presenting that character.
Wow.
See, because that's why they call it acting, because if you get out there, and the person see you up there, saying words, that's all it's going to be, opposed to a character, because our job is to make you believe that we're exactly what we're presenting, because if I make you believe I'm exactly what you're seeing and everything, then I've done my job.
Yes.
It's gratifying when someone comes up to you and they cannot distinguish you from another character. I'll give you an example. Years ago, I was doing the stage, but actually I've done it 3 times with 3 different cast members. The stage production of Driving Miss Daisy, and the gentleman Hulk, the
Yes.
chauffeur, that was the character I played, and of course he's much older than I. And I remember I was doing it down by New Orleans one time, and I had gotten out of makeup and my costume and everything, and I came out, and this lady came up to me. She said, "Excuse me, the gentleman that played Hulk, has he left yet?" I said, "Well, that was me." She said, No, I'm talking about the older gentleman." I said, "No, ma'am, that was me."
Wow.
So that meant that I had drawn her in, where she was so convinced that I was who I projected.
Yes.
So that's the biggest thing about it is, understanding what you have to do in order to create a character and bringing that character forward so people can really, really believe you're exactly who you're presenting.
Yes, and this is such a good transition because, one of the beloved characters, when I see you, is the Colonel from Tyler Perry's Meet the Browns. Can you just talk about just your time being on that show?
When I was first, my agent first sent me the audition for that show. It was slated as being a recurring character. That's how they had it. And so I'm actually not the first Colonel. I'm
Oh,
the first
wow.
colonel the audience saw, because the cast was already formed when I went to audition. They had another colonel that they shot 10 episodes, but unfortunately, whatever happened, it didn't work out. So they did a statewide search for another colonel, and I went and auditioned for it. And to me, it wasn't the best audition I ever had, but nevertheless, God said, "It's yours."
Yes.
And so, fortunately for me, I had in theater done a couple of plays that was about military life. One was about Marines, and the other one was about guys in the Army getting ready to go to Vietnam. So we did some extensive training on that. So as far as the colonel is concerned, the colonel, of course, was a retired colonel from the Marines.
Yes.
And so I somewhat had that mentality after talking to different non-vet veterans and people in the military life. I kind of inhaled a lot of what they were telling me. So therefore, when I went for the audition, I kind of knew how I wanted to play this guy. Also, I knew I had to be stern, and also knew that I could not be to the point where I was going to overshadow David with my humor. David, of course, David Mann, who plays Leroy Brown on the show. So I had to be at a point where I was convincing, but at the same time too, comic.
Yes.
Comedic.
Yes, comedic.
Yeah. Right. So, but I tell you, working on that show, man, we did 140 episodes.
Wow.
We did 5 seasons, and it was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful experience. As a matter of fact, it still plays every day.
Yes.
You come on like 4 or 5 times a day, every day.
Wow.
And the only thing I say today is thank you, Jesus.
Right. Wow. And like when I think about that show, it is so hilarious. It's so funny. So many different characters on that show. Were there ever times that you guys were, maybe you couldn't get through a take because you was just laughing unstoppably?
We had a lot of times like that. Because and I've often said, in being in a scene with David, Mr. Brown, sometimes he'll go off. Well, a lot of times he went off script, and it's like playing double dutch. You're just trying to figure out when I need to come in. When is he going to stop and everything. But yeah, there were so many times where we had so much fun and laughing because we had some fantastic writers on the show, and the things that they wrote and the actors that were on the show was just a wonderful thing. So yeah, we had. It was so much fun. We had a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I really miss those days. I really do. Because, we actually wrapped on Meet the Browns in November of 2010.
That's exciting.
November 2010. So we've actually, in November, we were in syndication before we wrapped. We wrapped November. But we went into syndication in September of 2010. So we've actually been in syndication 10 years.
Wow.
8 years.
Yes. Yeah. Wow, that is absolutely amazing. Well, I just wanted to say, regarding just your role on that particular show, the contributions and the impact that you have made, are undeniable. One thing I love about your character, the Colonel, is that to me he was like a father figure. When it comes to how everyone related to him. When the Colonel says something, you knew, okay, this is significant, and I just appreciate that. Not only that, but as you said, you were hilarious on the show.
Well, see, Colonel was a no-nonsense man.
Yes.
First of all, he was a no-nonsense man, but you also felt his heart.
That's
You knew he was stern, but at the same time too, you knew he had a heart. Even though he tried to have a hard exterior, but beneath that hard, or behind that hard exterior, there was softness. So you can feel his heart, and I think that's why he was so loved. With the sternness as well as a little comedy here and there and everything.
Yes.
So it's like, God, that guy. I remember one time this lady came up to me. She's like, "Do you play the Colonel on Meet the Browns?" I said, "Yes, ma'am, I do." She said, "You're crazy." I said, "No, the Colonel is, not me." So,
Wow.
but yeah, it's a wonderful thing when someone loves your character,
Yes,
love what
sir.
you do, and yeah, it's much appreciated. I tell you, it's one of the best blessings anybody could have when somebody comes up to you and say how much they love what you do, and
Yes.
they love the characters that you've played. You know, that's such a such a wonderful feeling.
Yes, sir.
You know.
Wow. Well, I wanted to ask you just regarding what was it like to work with the one and only Tyler Perry?
Well, I get this question asked all the time. When the first time I met Mr. Perry was when I did his first movie.
Mm-hmm.
I had a little cameo in his first movie, The Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
Yes.
And so I really didn't have a relationship with him then. It was only just we just
professional.
Right. But when as far as Meet the Browns is concerned, because he directed the first season of Meet the Browns, and thereafter we had various directors and everything. But I am working with him because again, God hired me through him. And he's a businessman. He's a businessman. He know what he wants. He know what he's going for. And he's not going to take no for an answer. He'll listen to what you have to say, but this is who he is. So it was a wonderful thing that he saw in me. What he was looking for in the Colonel. So it was a wonderful experience. It was a wonderful experience, and I thank God again for that opportunity.
Yes. Wow. I love that. It's so amazing. This reminds me of something that my pastor, Apostle Travis Jennings, he always says, that God will raise up someone somewhere with power, ability, and influence to help us.
Yes.
And
yes.
so, wow, I just love, how the Lord just raised you up and, gave you favor with these different influential people. And now you yourself is an awesome influencer.
Well, the only thing I do is what I'm instructed from my Heavenly Father to do.
Yes.
A lot of people I have met, and it's really funny. It's like, anybody ever told you look like the Colonel on Meet the Browns? And I'll play with them a little bit. I was like, you know what? I've heard that so many times, but I think I look better. but and also I've been told that you look like him, but you're not him. As a matter of fact, I just heard that the other day.
Wow.
You look like him, but you're not him.
Oh my
Take
goodness.
it easy. You look just like that guy. I said, but the thing about it is, it's just a wonderful position to be in, whereas you can encourage somebody and they will actually listen. Because I love going to schools, and I go to the elementary, middle schools all the time to talk with the kids, especially around career day. I go and talk with the kids and everything to encourage them and to lift them up, because you got so many kids out there, they can say, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do that, but they can say that, but sometimes they don't even think that it's actually attainable or they can actually reach that until that person is in front of them, and they can say, you know what, and they can actually touch this person and hear this person. They can say, you know what, I can do that.
Yes.
I can do it. So it's most gratifying when you can actually be in front of somebody and encourage them and lift them up and show that no matter what dream that they have in life, they can actually do it. It's most attainable. But you got to go forward in His name, because the only person that can keep you back is you.
Ooh, yes. Wow. The only person that can hold us back is us.
That's right. That's
Wow.
right. That's right.
Wow.
That's right.
Yes. So we have to make sure that we believe in ourselves.
Absolutely.
Well, you guys, we're getting ready to take a quick commercial break. OMG. Listen, I don't want you to go anywhere. I want you to keep it locked right here, you guys. You are listening to The Conversation with Maria Byrd.
Thank you for tuning in to The Conversation with Maria Byrd
So let's have this conversation.
on WIGO 1570 AM radio. You can connect with Maria Byrd here Fridays on The Conversation at 11 a.m. Go to www.mariabyrd.org You can sign up for her newsletter. Check out the latest from the conversation. You can be the next guest, have your song featured, or donate to the cause. Learn about marketing opportunities. Check out the giveaways, special promotions, free tickets, and the latest from Maria Byrd Publications. Again, log on to www.mariabyrd.org. That's www.mariabyrd.org. WIGO 1570 AM Radio.
Yeah. As I walk through the valley, the shadow of death, have no fear, cause he's with me. Yeah, Jesus with me, he walks with me. As I walk through the valley, the shadow of death, have no fear, cause he's with me. Yeah, Jesus with me, he walks with me. I know 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 he walks with me. As I walk through the valley, the shadow of death, have no fear, cause he's with me. Yeah, Jesus with me, he walks with me.
As I continue to run this race, first I have to walk the walk, continue to study the scriptures before I can talk the talk. My life was feeling so empty because my soul was lost. But what he did on that Friday, he paid it all. Now my soul feeling freely. Yeah, God ain't gonna please me. Devil keep trying to bring me down, but like Kanye, he walks with me. Now I'm standing 10 toes down, my feet planted on holy ground. I'm guided by that, guided like no more shackles. Have me bound up, protected by that rod and staff. They come for me like the blind man in the Bible. I had no sight, but now I see. I thank God that he found me. Now I'm living more righteously. Keep shaking these haters off, cause I know that Jesus walks with me.
As I walk through the valley, the shadow of death, have no fear, cause he's with me. Yeah, Jesus with me, he walks with me. As I walk through the valley, the shadow of death, have no fear, cause he's with me. Yeah, Jesus with me, he walks with me. I know 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 he walks with me. As I walk through the valley, the shadow of death, have no fear, cause he's with me. Yeah, Jesus with me, he walks with me. Yeah. I take him everywhere, I take him everywhere. Yeah. If I leave a moment, it's just like leaving my wallet. I can only get so far. He's the engine to my car. Left off, right off, he's a part of me. I'd be in trouble if he wasn't by my side. Pick me up and teach me how to fly. The only one I trust, and that's no lie. I got a friend in Jesus. That's privilege. I'm always gonna talk with you. Never gonna leave you. I'm always gonna be with you. As I walk through the valley, the shadow of death, have no fear, cause he's with me. Yeah, Jesus with me, he walks with me. As I walk through the valley, the shadow of death, have no fear, cause he's with me. Yeah, Jesus with me, he walks with me. I know 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 he walks with me. As I walk through the valley, the shadow of death, have no fear, cause he's with me. Yeah, Jesus with me, he walks with me. Yeah, Jesus walks with me. Yeah, Jesus walks with me. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. My Jesus walks with me. My Jesus walks with me. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh, he walks. He walks with me. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you for tuning in to The Conversation with Maria Byrd
So let's have this conversation.
on WIGO 1570 AM Radio.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back. You're listening to The Conversation with Maria Byrd. You just heard the hit song, He Walks With Me by Team Elevation featuring Luke G. And guess what, you guys? It's available right now on iTunes. Also, be sure to connect with me. I am on social media. I'm on Facebook at Maria Byrd. I'm on Instagram at maria.bird. You can also follow me on the Conversation with Maria Byrd Facebook page, or you guys check out my website at www.mariabird.com. mariaByrd.org. Also, last but certainly never least, if you would like to make a financial contribution to this show, you can go to Cash App $Maria Byrd, or you can go to my website at www.mariabyrd.org, where you guys, we are back with my very special guest, world-renowned actor Tony Vaughn. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Yes. And so before the break, you was just really breaking it down, just giving us wisdom nuggets as it pertains to life. And so I wanted to ask you, because you mentioned earlier that you are a man of faith. And so can you just share with us, how has your faith played a part in your career?
You know, so many times what people will do is they will say, this is what I want to be in life. This is the road I want to travel down in order to be successful. Early on in my career, again, when I stumbled into acting, I never knew that this would be a career for me. I was doing it somewhat like play. I'll just try this, I'll try this. You know, but the more and more I did it, and the more my faith began to get stronger, you know, I started looking at the doors that God was opening for me, and I began to say, you know what, this is my destiny. And the more I prayed about it, and the more I talked to my daddy, my Heavenly Father, meaning, I would say, you know, is this where I'm supposed to be? And I remember my mother, my uncle brought this to my attention a few years ago. They said, well, you know, when you first started acting, you know, you were hesitant. But then as things started going along, you started getting excited. And you told us, and I'd forgotten all about this, he said, you told us that one day your name was going to be a household name. Ooh. I said that. They said, yes, you did. You said that. And now look at you. And of course, all of that is because of my belief.
Yes.
In God. I know that God, again, like I said earlier, He opened doors for us and He closes doors behind us. You know, every morning and every night when I'm praying, you know, I have certain prayers that I will do.
Yes.
You know, of course, I want to believe and understand everything that is taking place in my life. But, you know, as He said, lean not to your own understanding. Just trust me. I got you.
Wow.
And so my faith in our Heavenly Father, my faith is so strong that I know I would dare not walk out of my home without putting on my armor of God.
Wow.
That will not happen. I have to do that, because if I walk out of my home without putting on my armor of God, I feel naked. And I can feel it. I can feel it. When I'm walking there, say, I did not do what I was supposed to do. I haven't talked to my daddy this morning.
Come on.
You know, so my faith is very, very strong. My faith is very, very strong. I know I have the things that I have. I know I have the mentality that I have because of my Heavenly Father, because of my belief, you know, and it's very strong. I'm not the perfect man, but guess what? I'm not a bad man because I know who made me.
That's right.
I know who made me, and I know who's leading me, and I know who's guiding me, and as well as I know who's opening doors up for me.
Wow, that is so powerful. And I think that, you know, everyone, you know, regardless of what area of influence that you may be in, you know, maybe you're in government, maybe you're in media, you know, maybe your area of influence is the church or family, arts and entertainment, whatever your area of influence is, we cannot succeed in that area without God.
Yes.
Wow, that is so significant. And so I wanted to ask you, you know, regarding your life's journey, regarding the things that you've experienced in your career, what would you say that you've learned about people?
I learned that so many times what people will do, especially if they're, let's say right now I'm considered a celebrity, and a lot of times what people will do is they will look at celebrities, and instead of just appreciating what they do, they bow down to them. And I have to let people know right off, no, I appreciate the love, but no, don't put me on a pedestal. Don't put me on. And so I have to make sure that I articulate everything that I believe, because people can actually, because you're at a certain level, they will actually, if you allow them to, blow your head up so big.
Talk about it.
Where you start looking at them as being tiny and you're all this big giant. No, that's not the way it works. That is not the way it works. And so I've seen so many of my colleagues who have that mentality, and it's not right.
Wow.
It's not right. So in my walk with all of what I'm doing right now, the things that I've learned along the way about people is the fact that no matter how big a person might be, or you think they might be, how much money a person might have, or how much in the spotlight a person is and everything, nobody is bigger than our Heavenly Father.
Ooh, come on.
And you got to make sure that you keep that.
Wow.
Because the more grounded you are, the more you're going to be able to articulate that. But you cannot articulate that when you have this big head, because you're thinking you're bigger than life.
Wow.
When in actuality, you can blink your eyes and everything changes.
That's so true.
You can actually go to bed, wake up in the morning with an agenda, get out of bed, have a freak accident, and everything changes.
Everything changes. That is the truth. It's so important that we understand, that we're nothing without God.
Absolutely.
Wow, I love this point that you're making, because again, and I think this is good for anyone that's watching or listening, no matter what type of success we achieve, to make sure that we maintain a certain level of humility.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. It's very important, because when people see, like I had so many times people say, "This is the first time I've ever met an actor, or first time I've ever met a celebrity or thing." You can I shake hands? No, we can't shake hands. I like to hug.
Ooh, come on.
Let me show you the love I have for you as well as you have for me. So let me just hug you and everything. So you got to stay grounded, because again, you didn't do this. God did it. God did it. You didn't do it.
Wow.
See, and everybody, so many people don't understand life is a test. Life is a test. God will test you so many times. Just because you pass one test or fail one test don't mean you're not going to be tested again, because you're going to be tested
Ooh,
again.
come on.
It's up to you how you go through or pass that test or fail that test. But because He loves us so much, even when He gives us a test and we fail, guess what? He said, "I love you so much, I'm gonna give it to you again. I'm gonna keep giving you this test until you pass. You're gonna pass this test.
You're gonna pass this test." Right. I love that. And I never heard it put that way, but it's so true. Life is a test. Wow. And the God that we serve, He's so merciful, He's so loving, that if we fail the test, He'll give it to us again.
Continuously.
Ooh, yes. Wow. OMG, you guys, this is going so well. And so I wanted to ask you, Colonel, now that we know what you've learned about people, what would you say that you've learned about the arts and entertainment industry?
I learned that if you're not in it for the right reasons, it's definitely not a door you want to go through. See, because so many people, what they will do is, I'll give you an example. I've had people to say they wanted to be an actor. And my question to them is why? Well, my cousins, they say I can act. I'm real good. My next door neighbor say, you so funny. It's all kind of thing, I want to make some money. Or I want to make a lot of money. Or I want the honeys, If your heart is not there, if you're not willing to put in the work, if you're not willing to put in the time, if you're not willing to do all the things in order to make you more crispier, better, and able to actually go out and touch someone else with the gift that God has given you, then don't get in it. So you got to be willing to go through all these things in order, and of course, having God with you.
Yes.
To do all these things in order to have some type of success. Now, everybody's success might not be the same, but just because it's not the same doesn't mean you're not successful.
Wow. And you know what? I can't go on without, just mentioning one of the things that and I know I mentioned my pastor, my apostle, but he is my life coach.
Sure.
And so one of the things that he teaches us is that one of the things that he teaches us is that, you know, it's so significant that we don't just reach people, but we impact people. And, you know, basically that's the significance of what you're saying. It's not just about, oh, I want to be an actor, you know, I want to be a singer, or I want to be this or that, but why?
Yes.
What is your why?
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
because again, it's not just about reaching people or becoming famous, but what's the impact that you're going to make on the people? What's the impact that you're going to make on this world?
Absolutely. So many kids, again, you know, I tell you, I speak at a lot of schools, and so many kids, when they see me and everything, they'll say, I want to be an actor. Okay, why do you want to be an actor? Da, 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 da. And so my biggest thing is when I tell them the work that they're going to have to put in, a lot of them say, I'm willing to do that, but then a lot of them say, this is not what I want to do. I didn't know it was going to be like this. Give you another example. My uncle had a friend who she brought her grandson over to my home, and because he wanted to meet me, because he wanted to be an actor. I said, really? And so we talked for a minute, and I said, well, I tell you what, I'm going to give you a side to read. A side, of course, is a portion of a script. And so I want you to read this, look at this character and everything, and let's come back to me and let's go through the scene. Came back, I said, okay, let's do it this way. He went off and did it again. I said, okay. He came back. I said, okay, that was good. Let's do it again. And eventually he said, you know what? I don't think I want to do this. Too much work.
Ooh.
See, and that's the thing right there. When people see the finished product,
Yes.
they think that that's how it is. No, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. They only see after you've gone through the It's like going through a storm and eventually getting to the sun.
Yes. Woo, yes.
So,
Wow, you know, this is so critical because, like, it reminds me of when I went to college. And, you know, when you're in college, one of the first things that they want you to do is pick a major.
sure.
And so I can just remember different people choosing a particular major because, you know, they said, well, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer. And so it wasn't until they had the opportunity to see their coursework, the classes that they had to take, the amount of hours that they had to take, when they realized, oh, you're not only going to have to get a bachelor's, but you're going to need a master's, you might need a doctorate, you know, and you may have to go to school for 8 years.
Yep.
You know, when they really realized the work, like you said, the work that it's going to take to accomplish that goal, some of them, they said, okay, I'm willing to do it, but a lot of them, they said, well, I'm going to do something else.
Right. It's going to take too much time.
Right. Because like you said, you know, achieving our goals, you know, it's not just about that end result, but there is a beginning, there is a middle, and there is an end. It's a process.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
it is a process. Wow. OMG, this is going so well. And so I wanted to ask you regarding just, again, you know, the physicality that it takes, the mental focus that it takes when it comes to diet, when it comes to exercise. You know, let's talk about that. How significant is that to you?
It's very important because one of the things you have to do and understand when you're talking about using your brain, thinking and everything, diet is very important, sleep is very important, exercising is very important. Why? Because it allows the blood to flow. It allows the blood, because the blood is not flowing like it should to that brain and everything. Your thought pattern is not going to be the same. It's going to be off. It's going to be off. So that's very, very important. You know, there are so many. I've played so many different characters over the 40 years, close 40 years that I've been doing this, and I know one time I had to play this character where they had to shave my head, to shave my mustache, so I was bald, and this character was actually crazy. He was crazy. And then I had to gain a little weight. Like I had to gain a little weight for the Colonel.
Yes.
You know, Meet the Browns. I had to gain a little weight for him because he's older than I am. But then at the same time too, you still have to make sure you understand your pattern, your routine don't have to be off just because you, let's say, have to gain a little weight or you have to lose weight. You got to keep going. The diet has got to be there because, again, that has so much to say about not only who you are but what you believe in.
That's good. Because oftentimes, you know, when it comes to our purpose and destiny, I think we may downplay how much it may take a physical toll on our bodies. And like you said, because for example, I was able to author some books, and so sometimes people may come to me for advice, and they may say, well, how do I handle writer's block? And one of the first things I'll tell them is that, like you said, that circulation, that blood flow. Maybe you need to eat something, to get that blood, that sugar level up.
That's right.
Because you're having what you call it, the mental block, and writer's block.
Writer's block.
And you haven't eaten anything, or it's just it's significant, like you said, to really get that blood flow, get that circulation going. And oftentimes we will try to accomplish things, and we will, our bodies will be in all type of shape.
That's right. That's right.
High cholesterol, high blood pressure, diabetes, but we put in such a demand on our bodies when our bodies is not physically ready.
Well, this is our temple. This is our temple.
Talk about
and
it.
what do you want to do in order to make sure your temple stays painted? It's not chipped. You've already treated it for termites. We got to make sure that we do everything we could possibly do within reason to make sure that our temple stays as God, built it to be. So, and of course, we all fall off the wagon.
Right.
I'm not going to tell you how many times I've fallen off the wagon.
Right.
Might still be off the wagon. But I mean, we just have to take care of our temple and everything, as best we can.
Yes.
We can have a routine. Say, okay, I was about to say rehearse. I'm going to exercise today, or I'm going to exercise 5 days a week. Yeah, you might do it 5 days a week, and you might do it 2 or 3 times a week. But at the same time, too, at least you're doing it.
Yes.
Opposed to saying, I'm going to do this, but it's only lip.
Right.
Just talking, so.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Yes, sir. Wow. OMG, you guys. Well, this has been absolutely incredible. Colonel.
That's good. I'm good with that.
Tony. I wanted to ask you, what is one of the ways that the viewers or the listeners can connect with you?
I was asked this the other day if I had an Instagram account, and I don't. Social media is great, and I'm on Facebook, but that's about it, but I have not, I don't know, I guess I'm not that tuned in to that arena.
Yes.
But
you got a Facebook.
I have a Facebook page.
So check them out on Facebook.
Check me out on Facebook. And if anybody want to look at my work or some of the work that I've done, they can always go to my IMDb page. That's the Internet Media Database. And just type in Tony Vaughn, IMDb. That's IMDB. And it will definitely bring up what I've done as well as the things that I'm doing. As a matter of fact, in a movie that's getting ready to come out next month.
Wow. Next month.
It'll be in theaters everywhere, called The Hate You Give. And it's a powerful movie. It's and everybody needs to definitely tune in and check that out, because it's an unbelievable movie.
Wow, yes, well, absolutely. We're going to support you. We're going to go out and see that movie, The Hate You Give. Wow, OMG. Well, I just wanted to give you about 60 seconds.
Okay.
If you can just encourage someone that's listening.
Okay. Well, the one thing that I always do say, is the fact that no matter what your dream is, the only person can hold you back is you. If you really feel strongly about what you want to do, go for it. Don't say I can't do it, or don't allow somebody to destroy all things, because you got a lot of haters out there. If I was you, I wouldn't do that, but you're not them. So therefore, if you listen to bad advice, you're going to make bad decisions. So align yourself, surround yourself with nothing but positiveness, because so many people want so many things, but they're not willing to go through the storm in order to get it. I remember I heard this years ago, where my pastor at the time was saying, you ever been going somewhere and you've never been there before, and I know you said 60 seconds, but I'm going you're going somewhere and you've never been there before, and then all of a sudden it starts getting dark, all of a sudden it starts raining, all of a sudden, you get scared, and you say, I'm just going to go back to common ground. Before you hit the highway, you stop in the service station. Look, I was looking for the Smith Street, and the man say, look, had you gone another block over, you'd have gotten there. But you gave up, you stopped. So therefore, instead of allowing others or your mind to say you can't do this, just turn that thing around and say, I can do this. I will do this. God has a calling in my life, so I can touch others with the message that he's given me, as well as the step that I've taken.
Yes, wow, I can do this. I will do this. Wow, OMG, you guys. Again, I want to thank my very special guest. It's definitely been an honor for him to be with us today, world-renowned actor Tony Vaughn. Thank you so much for coming. Will you come back?
So much. Yes, I will. Just call on me. I'll be glad to. I had a wonderful time. Thank you.
Yes. All right, you guys. Well, listen, this has been absolutely amazing. Next week, we have something incredible prepared for you. So remember, next week, same time, same place, right here on The Conversation with Maria Byrd.
Thank you for tuning in to The Conversation with Maria Byrd every Friday, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. on WIGO 1570 AM radio.
So let's have this conversation like a radio station.
WIGO AM 1570, Morrow, Atlanta.
Well, you guys, again, I want to thank my very special guest, world-renowned actor Tony Vaughn. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, and you guys make sure you tune in next week right here on The Conversation with Maria Byrd.